Hey guys, it's Krishanti with Krishanti.com talking about psychic development and spiritual and personal growth. And what's been happening a lot lately that I've been noticing with myself and with clients as well is those of us who are seeking to keep our vibration high and our consciousness high and to walk in the light and to stay kind of like up there, thinking pure thoughts and just feeling like kind of like level and peaceful. It seems like we're starting to notice more people who want to speak negatively of others and to sort of just get down in the muck and the mire, and with us there witnessing or trying to bring us into it, or maybe just trying to splash it onto us so we can help transform it. So in this video I want to talk about a couple of ways to negate that or to stop that, and they are very, very basic. First of all, it's so tricky, but if you know that the person has a tendency to go there, if you set the tone when you first meet with them that we're going to talk about light things, like fun things, interesting things, and try to hold that conversation there, they'll likely meet you. But then sometimes, you'll notice they'll start to go to, talking trash about this person or gossiping about that or grousing about this situation. And you can let them do that to a degree and listen and offer a couple of words as a part of the conversation. And then you can change the subject and try to pivot, or you can ask them questions. If you're interested in just seeing what the source of the issue is, you can say, well, why do you think that is? Or why do you think that bothers you, that person is like that? What's difficult about this is you don't want to walk around like trying to teach people things when they're not like in the space to learn. That's really obnoxious to be like that. At least I think so. Maybe that's one of my problems, is I'm not trying to be like that all the time. I don't know. I just personally don't find it really necessary. It's, I was raised by someone who forced spirituality like down my throat, and I was like not into it. So I'm really opposed to trying to preach to people. But you can gently steer things in a different direction. The other thing you can do, or, like I said, talk a little bit. The other thing you can do is, sadly, is just limit the amount of time that you engage with them. If you find that they're consistently like that, there are certain people that, for whatever reason, can't get out of the rut they're stuck in. And I'm sure you know people like that who, although you wish to God they weren't, they're stuck, and they're not going to get out of it. And in that case, you can't just keep going in and going in and going in and try to improve and try to change. And it's like talking to a wall. And in the meantime, they'll hook you in and try to drag you down and lower your vibration, because there's behind those words and behind those thought patterns is an energy that's quite unpleasant, and it will affect you, especially as a sensitive person. The best thing to do is to limit the time that you spend with them and wish them well, but that's about it. If you want to maintain that, you'll notice, like, you get on the phone with some people and they'll just want to talk about themselves or their issues, and not really ask about you, and or allow you to talk about things from a light space. It's almost like they want to keep it negative. So yeah, in that case, for your own safety and your own sanity, withdrawing is the best way to do it, and you can do it peacefully. So those three very basic steps, again, I'll say it in summary, to try to set the tone for what the conversation will be like, and hope that you can keep it that way with that person throughout your exchange. Number two, if they start to talk negatively, either steer it away, say a couple of things and then steer it away, or ask them questions that might cause them to think about why they feel the need to focus on this or to talk about it. Like, what is it about that makes them want to talk about it so much? And if those things don't work, or you find the person is consistently like stuck in a rut and always being negative and dark and unpleasant, then just don't engage and don't interact. It's easy to say that, of course, when it comes to just like acquaintances in your life. I know it's more difficult with family, but in the case of a family member or someone you just absolutely cannot have distance from at a very high spiritual level, when you're in meditation or prayer, you can just send them love and forgiveness, and pray that they accept themselves. Because when you are talking about other people negatively and you're really feeling grouchy about everything, it's a sign of a deep unhappiness with yourself, and that you can only hope that that person finds peace and finds a way to become just more, I didn't want to say something as trite as happy, but more like it. Yeah, I guess it just comes down to being at peace and kind of released from that vibration. We cannot in any way force another person to change. We can hold an example and hope that they can start to resonate. That's the thing too. And it took me that long to get to this point, but like when you're having an energetic exchange with someone, let's say you're meditating, you're raising your consciousness, you're trying to be pure and clear, you're vibrating at this level, and then you come in with somebody who's down here and they're like angry at this person, and they're mad about this situation, and they're scared about that. And so you're here and they're there, and they might try to be like that and bring you there, or you'll be like, you know what I mean, like the conversation plays, like I was saying, or you're like here and then they're gonna come up here. If there's too much of a distance, it's too hard for them to be up here, and then you don't want to go down there, and then even this way is kind of blocked, because it's sort of that, it's not like up here is the nice place to be. But I think you get what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, that might have sounded kind of silly, but basically, like, you're at a frequency, and if a person's able to match it, that's great. Or if they're higher and you're able to match that frequency, that's wonderful. That's like the best. But if they're really down, it's kind of difficult, so the middle might be like a lot lower if they're very, very persistently negative. So I think that's also another interesting thing to think about with your consciousness, is being in places that have that high frequency. You yourself can set a frequency and tone in the space that you're in, if it's not occupied by a negative person, or if it's not an inherently like negative space. You can raise it and keep it a very beautiful high vibration. But that's about the sum of what I wanted to chat about today. And if you'd like more info on raising your consciousness and vibration and tips and tools to enhance your intuition and open up your psychic abilities, I've got it all at krishanti.com, and I do a new video every week. So hit the like button and subscribe if you found this helpful, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.